Hey guys, Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. Again today we are going to go with our second request, and this was again requested by that wonderful dinosaur fan Ray Martinez, because he is a fan of the PNSO figures, and this one is their Shantungosaurus. An absolutely beautiful, beautiful rendition of this dinosaur. I love this. I absolutely love the pose. I think the pose is very, very cool. It's a huge hadrosaur. I believe one of the biggest. I could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think it was. It might be the biggest. I don't know. But as I said, absolutely beautiful. The pose that they've done with this. I really, really love the pose. It's almost like you could get a nice little predator over here, put him right next to him. Maybe this guy. I guess he wouldn't have too much to fear from good old Papo T-Rex. He's a little smaller than he should be. But it is very, very nice. Yeah, PNSO does fantastic work with their models, again, especially with the bigger ones that they did, like these. Although this was one of the ones that also suffered from the bad seam issue. Let me see where I can find them all. Right there in the, you can see right here in the stomach. That's really, really bad looking. Terrible seam. They almost got to hide it here because of the leg coming up, but you can still see it up to here. The other side is awful looking. Also awful is the seam here on this leg. The seam here where the front legs here connected. Very, very badly connected there. This side, actually, I don't see it on the front leg here. So they may not even have had a seam, or if they did, they connected it well. But this side, you can see it a little bit, not nearly as noticeable as the other side, but it's there. Doesn't absolutely bother me, as I said in the other reviews, that you can just take a step back and you won't really notice it too much. Actually, looking here, I can now see the seam here for this arm. It's right there in the elbow. But, I mean, it's not as noticeable as the others, but you can see it. But anyway, yeah, let's take a closer look at this model. Start with the head here. Decently done detail. In my opinion, this is probably, I mean, the least detailed of all the larger models that they've done. But that is not to say that the detail is not there. Now, the thing that I notice about this is that the detail, as far as the scales and all that and the skin detail goes, it's there, but it's very, very small. You can't really see too well with this camera, but the detail is there. It's just very, very small. Now, I assume that's probably just how the skin texture, or at least how they believe the skin texture might have been on this dinosaur. I don't know. PNSO is usually pretty good as far as their scientific accuracy goes, but I don't know. Like I said, though, the detail is definitely there. It's just very small. So, yeah, I mean, the sculpt work is really nice. I like the folds in the neck skin there. Since it's got its head turned, it makes it look really cool. Makes it look really, really nice. I like the entire spine here, the whole back looks really nice. The the color scheme is not bad at all. It's nothing crazy. I think, you know, most hadrosaurs may have had a little bit of a brighter color scheme, but I also could be wrong because nobody really knows for sure. So, I mean, it's nice for what it is. They went the safe route, but I think it looks good. It looks very realistic in my opinion. But this, however, is one of those models that I mentioned in a video or two ago as far as PNSO models go. I did mention that the paint application was pretty poor on some of them, and this is definitely one of them that suffers from that. As you can see here, looking right here in the back, that is an ugly looking spot. In fact, most of the paint on this model, I feel like, was put on pretty poorly. It just does not look very good up close. As you can see, the paint is just pretty poorly done all over the place on this. In my opinion, these darker brown stripes look good, but like this lighter khaki tannish color is just pretty poorly done in my opinion. And it's the same deal on the face. As you can see, the face looks like it was just slopped on there, kind of. And the eyes look okay. I mean, they're decent, but I'm not a fan of the gold eye look. I don't think that dinosaur's probably had gold eyes. I could be wrong, who knows, but I mean, again, looking at the sculpt, you can see like these arm, or the skin folds here by the front leg, they're really, really nicely done. The sculpt itself is done really nice. The paint application, however, not so great. Childlike in some spots, in my opinion, would be the way I would describe it, but it still looks decent, especially if you take a step back, as I've said before. I mean, just look at that. Taking a step back looks really, really nice, but up close you can notice that the paint was put on fairly sloppily. It's not the end of the world, but if you are any good at repainting dinosaurs, or painting them in the first place, I think that this is one that could definitely benefit from somebody actually repainting it, giving it a good paint job. I think this thing could look incredible, especially if you're good at hiding the seams, which I am not good at doing when I make my models and I build them, but if you're good at that kind of thing, you could make this thing look absolutely phenomenal, because it is a very, very, very beautiful model. The inside of the mouth has some detail, but nothing too crazy. Kind of hard to see in the dark light. Not too much going on in there, but it does look pretty decent. But overall, I would definitely think that this is a beautiful, beautiful model in my opinion. Looks great. PNSO does fantastic work. I don't think I've been unimpressed once with anything that they've released so far. Even the little tiny models that they released, the little tiny figures, I thought they were all pretty nice. I liked them. But anyway, yeah, let's get the size on this boy. Or girl, whatever it is. Kind of hard to do exactly because the tail's turned. So I'm looking at about 13 inches long. The highest point's probably the back at about 6.5 inches. Somewhere in that range. As I've said with these figures before, these bigger PNSO ones are all decent sizes. They're all, in my opinion, worth the money that they charge for them, because the price for the size of this figure is not bad at all. Especially considering how much detail is put into these things. They are super, super highly detailed and look absolutely beautiful. The only thing, again, with some of them are the seams and the paint job, especially on this one, I think could have definitely been better, but it's not the worst. I have seen worse. So yeah, I will leave you guys a link in the description as to where you can purchase these, and please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.